6 News. Coverage you can count on in high definition. Starts now.
Family and friends remembering volunteer firefighter Jeffrey Buck Jr. He was an expectant father who had a passion for firefighting, and we are learning more about his life.
Thanks for being here. We begin with continuing coverage of the 18-year-old who died Monday from injuries that he did sustain in the line of duty.
Jeff Buck Jr. was critically hurt while fighting a house fire a week ago on Daisy Street in Clearfield. A porch roof collapsed, trapping Buck and 2 others inside. We have team coverage. Aaron Calandra gets us started with more about the fallen firefighter and the funeral arrangements that were announced this afternoon. Aaron?
Marty, Jen, we're told that Jeff Buck died doing exactly what he loved. We're told he comes from a firefighting family. His father was a former volunteer for the same company. We're told he was a junior firefighter becoming an official volunteer, and now he'll be honored with a formal firefighter's funeral. Now, officials say the viewing for Jeffrey Buck Jr. will be from noon to 8 o'clock on Thursday. Due to the expected turnout, the memorial service will be held on Friday at the Clearfield Area High School. Fire departments will be staged with honorable arches and flags. We're told the funeral procession will likely include dozens of fire trucks from across the state. It will begin at the high school and lead to the cemetery along State Route 970. The graveside service is private. This is obviously a very hard time for Buck's family and fellow firefighters, and we're told they're now leaning on each other for support.
Very remorseful, really down in mourning stage, and you know, trying to figure everything out and put it together. It's a hard time to lose a fellow firefighter.
We spoke with people who are close with Buck and his family, and they told us a little bit more about his fire training and his growing family, and we'll have that coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, live in State College, Aaron Calandra, 6 News.
Aaron, thanks. We continue our team coverage tonight with Devin Clark, who went back to where the fire happened and talked to neighbors today. Devin?
Well, Marty, today marks 1 week since the devastating fire swept through that house on Daisy Street in Clearfield. And today marks 1 day since we learned of Jeff Buck's passing. And now, at his fire hall and all throughout the Clearfield community, it's already clear that Buck is gone, but not forgotten.
Gone too soon. Jeff Buck Jr. was still in high school and just 18 years old. The Lawrence Township volunteer firefighter was engaged and about to be a father, but last Tuesday, the first responder answered his last call.
Well, you could hear just people screaming, man down, and I looked down and saw the porch roof have collapsed.
Buck and 2 other firefighters were trapped under that porch roof.
You knew there was something wrong then.
As other firefighters continued to battle the blaze at the Daisy Street house, Buck had to be rushed by ambulance to UPMC Altoona, where he spent a week on and off sedation. On Monday, he lost his nearly week-long battle to stay alive. The Blair County coroner says due to the lack of oxygen to the brain.
It's sad for the family, sad for the firefighters, sad for everybody. He was a hero. You know, anybody who would put their life on the line to try to save someone else's belongings is a hero in my book. And
now at the Lawrence Township Fire Hall, black curtains are draped around the building. As we wait on word of what actually caused the fire, the family is making final funeral arrangements, and others show the appreciation they had and continue to have for Buck.
Yeah, definitely a sad story. Now stay tuned, because coming up at 6, you will hear from a neighbor who actually is friends with the family who lived in that house. She'll let us know how they're getting back on their feet. Reporting live from the Clearfield County Newsroom, Devin Clark, 6 News.